And now, we'd like to feature.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Red Hot Underdogs. I am Anzac, and with me tonight is the ever incredible, the never duplicated, the genie of the lamp. It's Drewy.
Hey, how you going, big guy?
Well, I guess we've got to say, you know, this is the first one to air this. Well, hopefully, this this year, 2024, well, Manly season, we should say, because the first one we made, I stuffed up and didn't as it was downloading the Zoom, I stuffed up. And the next one, we couldn't get it working and the laptop didn't work. So we've just been round the ringer. But here we are. We've worked it out. We're not technical geniuses. We're the opposite of whatever technical
We're
genius.
technological Neanderthals.
That's what
But
we
that's
are.
okay.
That's what we are. We're technological.
And we're red hot underdogs. That's
And we're
why
red
we
hot
can't get
underdogs.
that's why
Yeah.
we can't get the podcast going often enough. But when we do, it's a reasonable listen.
So now we got to sum up like 3 Manly games, which is Vegas, which we've already done, and we talked a bit about Vegas. So what could we say quickly about Vegas, which was 3 weeks ago? We said it was great. Hope it happens every year. Was a success in America? No. Was a success in Australia? Yes. And we're talking about how it'd be nice to have an American kind of player just in there just for fun, not necessarily even for Manly, just like a Mason Cox of the AFL type of thing.
Well, just to preface this to anybody, yes, we are Manly supporters, but we don't only just talk about Manly. We'll also talk about other teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, on the Sea Eagles front, they've started well. They've had 2 wins. They lost today to Parramatta, but that was a hard-fought contest, and they're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
And they've made great strides. But I think it's a very wide-open competition.
Yeah.
The one side that I am surprised at is 3 losses straight in a row to the Bunnies. Who
Yeah. Good.
are
Very
really
happy
looking
about
good.
that.
Yeah, me too.
Tucked in. And I hope they're the ones that don't win for fucking ages. Like I like Latrell and stuff, but fuck yeah. Every year I love it when one team just loses for ages. I thought it'd be how did they win, the Tigers? But I'm happy about it just because I like that coach Benji. I reckon he's awesome.
I'm quietly optimistic about the Tigers. Not optimistic as in they'll make the 8, but optimistic as in they might finish 10th or 11th. I saw enough last night to believe that they're not the hopeless case that I thought they were. And previous to last night's game, if we had have recorded this a few days earlier, I probably would have gone hard in the paint saying that they'd finish last.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to think that the Titans might be handcuffed to the basement at the end of the season.
And poor Des. I like the Titans because of Des. I want them to go well for him. But someone's doesn't it?
I don't know. Look, Des has been a fantastic coach, but I will say this. At the remainder of his tenure with Manly, I started to become a little bit pessimistic of Des because when he was being interviewed, it seemed like the cogs were turning in his head. And he wasn't particularly articulate in his answers. And he seemed like an octagon fighter who had CTE, who had been on a 5-day bender. And you're like, does this guy still have it?
No.
Is he still the master coach, or is he about to? Should he be in a retirement home?
Yeah. It's tick, 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 not ticking.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that the Titans might be getting retirement home version of Des.
Yeah.
You come in on the end of it, and instead of being a tactical genius, he's trying to work out his next move with Scrabble in between a cup of cold or hot coffee and a Scotch finger biscuit underneath the grandfather clock.
The most powerful person in the world is Joe Biden.
Yeah.
His miles more gone than Des is. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, he is. And
Like,
he's leading a
Des is
country, not the
1%.
Titans.
Biden's like
Yeah.
99% fucking gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, but the Americans are cuckoo, aren't they? Like
Look,
on one hand they go, oh, let's have a reality TV star as our president.
yeah,
How can we do better than that? Oh yeah, here's a good idea. Let's bring in a half dead guy,
yeah.
and then he can be our president.
No, he's more than half dead. He's like
Oh,
99%
way to go,
dead.
USA.
He's
Yeah.
1% alive, 99% dead.
Yeah.
Speaking of America, Tim Zhu is in America.
Yes, correct.
And hasn't he just had a string of bad luck? But I mean, that's sport and that's boxing.
Yeah.
You rarely get, in life, stars align and, the two best fighters ready at the same time and the promoters there at the same time. But I like, I was, all ready for this Charlo stuff, and that just went. And then I
Yeah.
was ready for this Thurman stuff.
Thurman. Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even, sold on the Thurman. I was a bit like, oh God, this seems like a bit crap. But
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
new tall Funder, what is it?
Fundora.
Fundora.
Sebastian Fundora. Yeah. So look, it'll be a good
I think it
fight.
might even it's not as good as Charlo, but
No,
it's going to be exciting, and
you're right.
Is it going to get eyes watching it?
I'd definitely get eyes watching it. The funny thing is, it's been an interesting progression because
Yeah,
everyone wanted Zoo to fight Jamel Charlo,
yeah,
but then Jamel Charlo moved up 2 divisions for a big
Yep.
bag of money because
Yep.
Canelo Alvarez called him
and
out.
could have come
And then
back. Could have come back.
could have come back, didn't. And
Didn't.
I think he was just happy to get his money. And I think he also realized that Zoo was a very real threat.
Yep.
I actually had Zoo as a favourite against Charlo, which wasn't always the case.
Yep.
But the fact that I saw significant improvement in Zoo over a period of time, each and every time he stepped up, and the fact that he was active
Yeah.
made a huge difference. So when Charlo pulled out, then became Keith Thurman,
Yep.
former world champion,
What do you think of
had
that?
beaten some good names, but horribly inactive, and now Sebastian Fundora.
Who will be like not more of a name, but who will be more exciting fight? Fundora.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the interesting thing about Fundora, which I like, is even if you're not particularly a boxing fan, and I'm a huge boxing fan, but even if you're not, just the visual aspect of the fight.
Yeah.
Zoo is 5'9". Sebastian, the towering Inferno Fundora, is 6'5".
6'5", and he's got that like huge reach. I don't even know if he's got a reach advantage, but so
enormous reach advantage.
He's going to have a reach advantage, right? Yeah,
huge reach advantage. I think he's
very awkward to fight.
He's got a heavyweight reach.
Yeah,
he's 6'5" man. He's got a heavyweight reach. But the funny thing is he doesn't always use his reach.
Yeah,
which is crazy for someone that big. But what you can be sure of, because I've watched Fundora a number of times, this will be an awesome fight because Fundora likes to fight on the inside. He can also fight from range, but it's just going to be an absolute dogfight. And they're going to throw, this will be a high volume punch output fight because Fundora isn't particularly a big tactician. He should fight from range. He should be a tactician, but he's the kind of guy that throws all of that out the window and likes a big, good old fashioned dogfight.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be really exciting. When is it? It's
Zoo enjoys that too. 31st, which will be Easter Sunday.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Fantastic.
I don't know if any pubs are open on Easter Sunday. I don't think so.
No.
So I might have to buy the pay-per-view. I usually do I usually old Moths over here does the tight ass thing and walks his way down to the pub in order to not pay for a pay-per-view.
You don't even get a bus there. You walk there. Yeah.
I walk there. Yeah.
And it's
far,
bus and but anyway, yeah.
because I like the pub atmosphere of watching it. You know,
Yeah,
like people
exciting.
cheering and whatnot. But hey, that's all right. I'll just watch it at home.
Watch
And
it here. Why don't we watch it in the grotto? Because
yeah, we should. We will.
I've got I've
It-
got the sister. Well, one, my sister's in Australia, Georgia, and the cousins coming, and we're doing an Easter egg hunt. So
yeah,
Godfather Drew is coming over, and he's
yeah.
bringing the Easter eggs. So all you need to do is turn up with the Easter eggs, and we'll be
Yeah.
watching the fight and then doing a podcast. Simple as that.
It'll be a hell of a fight. And here's the kicker. It's
Mm.
for an extra belt. There's now a belt,
Heard
another
something like that,
belt on the line.
but
Because I
the
think
Pandora
the
again.
reason no, well, because it's a vacant belt. So
Ah,
what I believe has happened here, because Charlo hasn't come back to the division and he's been horribly inactive, they've gone buggy you. You
mm.
can't hold up the division.
Yeah.
We're going to put
Well, he
another
doesn't.
one on the
He doesn't
line.
want to put. He doesn't
That's,
want to fight anymore. So fuck him.
that's right. So they've vacated it
Yeah.
and they've said, "You two silly buggers, fight for the belt."
Yeah.
And oh, whoever wins it wins 2 belts, because Zoo's got one,
Yep.
which was a www.email.com belt. He
Yeah.
got that via email.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Great. But
he didn't actually win that
we've had
in
good
the
news
ring.
by email. It's 2024.
Yeah,
It's all right.
yeah.
It's all right.
He got a belt because somebody pushed the enter key on a keyboard
Yeah.
because Charlo wouldn't fight. But that's okay. Like, hey, it's not the way you want to win a belt, but now he's got a chance to legitimately win one.
Yeah.
And that'll make it 2, which
Yeah.
would be good.
Yeah.
Although, as we know, we can't go too hard in the paint on Zoo winning, even though he's hot favourite and he should. Boxing is boxing, and it can all end in one punch.
How many 6 foot something people has he fought? Which is going to be awkward. And this guy's good. Like
Yeah.
I'm not taking that him being a favorite with any confidence.
No. No, I mean, yeah, Zoo's bringing a ladder to the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tall guy,
I
Fondora.
wonder is let's say he wins. Is the next fight going to be back here in Australia? Because having those
No.
is that strong enough to make people fly over here now?
I can actually field this question. It's not going to be in Australia because Zoo himself has said he doesn't want to fight the next one in Australia. He wants to fight in America. He wants to become a big name in America.
Yeah.
And then after a few fights, fight in Australia. But here's the exciting news, which you may or may not know. The number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world, Terence Bud Crawford, fresh off a knockout win over Errol Spence last year, there is a huge chance that the winner of this fight between Fondora and Tim Tszyu will be fighting Terence Crawford, the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world. So that's enormous. It doesn't get bigger than that if Tszyu wins.
Yeah.
So that's a huge opportunity. Crawford wanted a shot at Canelo, but Canelo didn't want to do it. Or again, Crawford's a couple of divisions below again, but he believes in his skills. But now there's a huge chance that the winner of Fondora and Tszyu might fight Crawford.
Oh, well, that won't be in Australia,
No, that'll be in America.
But that could be in Saudi Arabia or Macau or something. I'm just saying it won't be here.
And look, Tszyu would start as a definite underdog there.
Yeah.
But you got to take these huge opportunities. And if he won it, oh my God, his name would go through the glass ceiling.
Yeah.
It all of a sudden become an instant star. But he's still on the rise anyway, as it is.
Yeah.
So exciting times. And then obviously, when is it? In May, I think May the 18th from memory, is Fury and Usyk for all of the belts in the heavyweights. So there's exciting times coming up in boxing.
Yeah, it's going to be a good year for boxing. It's going to be rugby league. Thank God rugby league back you know.
Oh, I'm glad it's back. And what's happening in the AFL? Collingwood.
Yeah,
They've
Collingwood.
gone from hot pies to frozen pies.
Yeah.
0-3.
Yeah, yeah. What happened then?
And go the Swannies. They're my team on top for once. But we just I'm not as big into the AFL as I am the NRL, but I take a fleeting interest. But both competitions seem very wide open this
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
But particularly the rugby league. Newcastle beat the Storm tonight.
yeah.
So like the whole
I
thing
didn't
is
even know that
completely wide
Newcastle beat
open.
the Storm. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
14-12, I
Tigers
believe.
won, and also Newcastle beat Storm. Yeah.
Newcastle were up 14-0 at half time and won 14-12. So
Oh, wow. No try.
competition wide open.
Yeah,
You
isn't it?
know,
You know,
after 3 rounds, the only team that's undefeated are the Yeehaws, the Cowboys.
Cowboys. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cowboys undefeated, and Bunnies haven't won.
Mm. Like nobody would be predicting any of that coming into
No,
this year.
no, not at all.
And so, wide open. And then the Tigers got off the mark.
Mm.
I'm glad they got off the mark. I was starting to wonder if they'd win a game, but they actually looked pretty good against the Sharkies.
Yeah.
So optimistic.
What else have? Oh, not that I watch soccer, but it was
Yeah.
on like Tuesday or Wednesday night. I saw Australia was playing Lebanon in the World Cup qualifier, and we won 2-0. I didn't watch it, but I just saw on my phone. So that's
Yeah.
you know, like I mean, that's what's good about soccer is the whole country thing. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it brings a whole country interest
That's
into it.
true.
I don't know how many
Yeah.
people watched it. I mean, was that a big game?
Yeah.
Probably, maybe not. But
I mean, on behalf of all soccer fans, I do apologize because the only soccer I enjoy is when I watch the World Cup.
yeah, well,
Like you say, when you're watching countries versus countries, I'm not a huge soccer fan. I don't know.
where is the
It's
World
just
Cup this year? Or wait, when is it?
you're asking
Paris?
completely the wrong man. I
Is it in
think
Paris?
so. I
Yeah,
think I've heard that it's Paris. I think you
yeah.
could be right, but don't quote me on it because you're asking completely the wrong man. I know about as much about soccer as I do about chess
Oh
or
wow, I got something
equestrian.
interesting to tell you about soccer. I went
Okay.
to a wedding, right?
Yeah.
Last night, and I
Yeah.
was speaking. Ariana and I were speaking to a guest, and
Yeah.
she was from Brazil. And
Yeah.
how's this? She went to university, and guess what she studied at university?
What did she
Soccer.
study?
She did 3 years, or maybe even 4 years of studying fucking soccer.
Oh God. And what does that get you in the
Exactly.
end?
That's what I said to her. I said, "Well, after you do that, are you a writer, or do you work for FIFA, or what does it give you?" It's like a lot of these, like you can. There's a lot of shit now, Drewy, that you can study, like fucking arts degrees and studying how many fucking genders there are, and just absolute fucking bullshit wastes of money that doesn't give you a rat's ass chance at any fucking job anywhere. And that
Yeah.
is an example. Studying fucking soccer for 4 fucking years. What a fucking waste of everybody's time.
You know what?
Hmm.
I would be really embarrassed if someone said, "What do you do?" And you said, "I go to university." What are you studying?
Soccer.
Soccer.
Fucking
I
soccer.
mean, you've got to imagine, you've got to be prepared for that answer if someone's going to ask you
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
You've got to
Yeah.
be prepared to look like an absolute first class
Yeah,
goose.
yeah. Well, I
Anyway,
was like it was an interesting conversation. You know,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Very, very interesting. There you go.
there you go.
So
That's
I'll
I think there has been a bit of Australian soccer out. Did you see the Wanderers? They had some what are they called? The Red and Black Army or something, and they were like kicked out or whatever, and then stopped going to the games.
okay.
Yeah, so
Oh, look, I wouldn't be surprised. Soccer fans are very passionate,
no, but not just these two cunts that were kicked out, like all of
No,
them,
the whole group. Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
group,
yeah.
which is when I took JJ to see the soccer in Parramatta, like
Yeah.
made up over half of everybody there. Do you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
stadium wasn't super packed, but if you didn't have that group there, you know, all the you know, jumping up and down and you know, singing and shit, like you'd be like, oh fuck, you could hear those things in the desert just bounce past, you know, like
Yeah, the tumbleweeds.
tumbleweeds, yeah.
But you know what though? I don't know. I sometimes wonder whether the crowd gets a bit restless because sometimes it takes a while for a goal to be scored. Sometimes you don't even get a goal in a game.
Never get a goal. No.
So you look at a game like rugby league or AFL.
Yep.
And okay, you might get the odd goose who makes a stupid call out loud that they shouldn't make or whatnot, or a little bit of misbehavior. But by and large, a lot of people are very locked into the game.
Yeah.
Not too much misbehavior, no
if you're not
flares.
watching that something is going to be a point soon, then it's working towards a point. It's constantly exciting,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
While soccer,
And
it's the opposite. It's never, it's just exciting for like maybe 10 seconds out of fucking an hour and a half, if you're lucky.
and this is what I maintain why I like rugby league so much is you can actually physically see somebody carrying the ball towards a line.
Yep.
You know, not having to kick it in a net past 50 million people and then get it past a guy at the end.
Yeah.
You can actually see a team running towards the line, trying to put a ball over a line. There's much more chance of scoring.
Yeah.
It makes it more interesting, you know. But hey, each to their own. Listen, who am I to say what's a better game and what isn't? Because guess
Well, I
what?
can
At the
easily
end of the
say that
day, soccer's
rugby
the world
league
game.
is a much better game. The only thing that soccer interest is what I said before, is you get for a World Cup qualifier, Australia playing Lebanon, which is, oh, wow. You know, I know Lebanese or know of Lebanese or blah, 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 blah. There's the interest there, you know?
But you know why? Yeah. I mean, you know why I think soccer...
Shit. That's how it is, unfortunately.
But you know why it's so participated, soccer-wise? So many people participate, I think, is because you can be small, thin, fat, tall. Anyone can have a go. But like other particular sports, if you want to be really good at it and reach the top, you've generally got to be a certain body type. A lot of the time. It's not all the time.
Yep. But that doesn't take away from the fact that it's fucking boring.
Yeah. All right. Here's a question. 3, 2, and 1.
Yeah.
One being that one you dislike the most to go to. 3 being the one you'd probably prefer to go to the most out of a bad bunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Soccer?
Soccer. Definitely dislike the most.
Baseball?
Oh, fucking baseball.
Or lawn bowls?
I'm going to go lawn bowls the best, then baseball, or maybe baseball and lawn bowls, but definitely soccer the worst. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Interesting. Yeah.
I
Not a
think
bad rating.
baseball could be interesting. Like no, baseball's shit. Be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what though? the Americans have a point when Australians bag out baseball and they go, well, what do you mean? You play a game with a bat and ball that goes for 5 freaking days.
5 days.
And they'd be right with cricket. So, yeah, 5 days. So I can understand their point of view too.
Drew,
But
we got to wrap it
all
up.
good.
Guys.
No problem. You have a good one.
I'm going to
Over
stand
and
here
out.
as this little video downloads,
Yep.
and then I'll send you a copy.
All righty.
But it's
Go
good.
the Eagles, go the
Go
Swans, and
Manly.
go everyone else.
You know,
Yeah.
2 wins, 1 loss, and it even was controversial, that loss. Like there was I tell you what's changed now, Drew. I remember
Yeah.
having to listen to a lot of the games, which is fine because I was
Yeah.
working and stuff. Now with these phones, you can watch them anywhere. And so I was at an 8-year-old's party, which was
Yeah.
fine. There was food and this and that, and you just put on the game. You just put it next to the barbecue. You're still involved, but you can watch the
Yeah.
whole thing, you know? Doesn't matter.
But as I always say, even if you get 1 or 2 decisions go against you and you lose, you got 80 minutes to win the game. If you're
Yeah.
not good enough after 80 minutes, which my team wasn't, then you probably
Yeah.
don't deserve to win.
And Manly won't
Anyway.
be going home thinking we got smashed, because it was they really could have had that, you know.
Yeah, a lot of positives. But guess what? There are a lot of positives for every team this year. I love the way the competition's shaping up.
Yep.
And I think it's probably one of the most competitive years in many years for the NRL.
Yep.
It's shaping up to be a beauty.
Here's my last question. When do Manly play next?
Don't quote me on it, but I think it's next Saturday, and
Right.
it's definitely against St. George, the Dragons.
Oh, good, because we'll beat them. And
Should do.
Is Manly a top 8 team?
As long as they keep Tommy Turbo uninjured or Cherry Evans uninjured.
Yeah, wow. Okay, yep. And my last question is, are you looking forward to Timsoo next Sunday here in the Grotto for Easter Sunday?
I definitely am, and I'll be there.
Don't
Watching him punch his way to 2 belts.
Don't forget the Easter chocolates for the egg hunt for the kids.
Correct. He won't be wearing Versace belts or Gucci belts. He'll be wearing world title belts.
Yeah.
After the fight.
Better.
You little ripper. Yes.
We did it, Drewy. Red
Awesome.
Hot Underdogs
We did it.
back, mate.
Beautiful. Awesome.
See you, mate.
Catch you next time. Beauty. Later.